Ba 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 ba.
Oh,
There you go. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
It's two guys, cause Invicta's internet's broken and Bear is doing something. And Packers undefeated still, yay.
Yeah. Hey, the Jets are unwind.
Yeah, the opposite.
That's pretty good.
And in fact, they had an impressive almost win against the Broncos' backup players.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. I'm real glad. Real glad. Real
Yep.
glad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so welcome. So that we've only got two guys right now. Sinvicta might pop in. He's had like internet problems, and Comcast is fixing his thing or something. And then Bear was like, I'm Bear. So here we are. But you know what? Sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes
Look,
you're down. You're down. A guy.
Sometimes it's two guys talk about football. That's all right. You gotta live that life. You know.
Yeah. Sometimes you do gotta live that life to appreciate when the three guys or four or five guys.
Exactly.
So first things first, we've got two big stories. First, we'll go with the first one because it's funnier. Bill O'Brien has been fired as the Texans head coach, general manager, and every other thing he controlled.
Yep, that was a great idea, Texans. Good work. I wish. You know what I wish.
Yeah, you wish Bill O'Brien took over the Jets.
Like honestly, that's probably gonna happen.
We were truly impressed with Bill's ability to manage so many facets of the organization. It's just, man. Apparently he had like a big falling out with J.J. Watt in the locker room or something. Like, my God.
Yeah, apparently, like I was reading reading this story. Apparently, like J.J. Watt like insulted Bob's like coaching ability, like public, like in front of the team in the locker room. Yeah, and then that like caused a slow rebellion over the next like week or two that ultimately led to him getting fired. Which, great idea, JJ. Because seriously, things are probably looking up now for the Texans. Also, I was reading about apparently the so DeAndre Hopkins, the reason that he left the team, it seems like, is because Bill O'Brien didn't like him. Didn't like how he was like loudmouthed in the locker room. That's why he traded him for a fucking second round pick and fucking tanked the Texans.
I guarantee you there's some people that Bill Belichick doesn't like, but he's not going to trade him away for nothing.
Yeah. Well, he did do that to one guy once.
Oh, yeah.
He traded, I forgot who, but he traded someone for like a 6th round pick to the Browns to punish him.
Yeah, I think I remember it. But that was like, he was sending a message. He wasn't just like, anybody want this guy? He's really good. Top 3 receiver. We'll take anything. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, because DeAndre Hopkins, apparently, he made a tweet and then deleted it where he was like, where he's responding to some like official Texans statement. And he was like, well, as my own official agent, I would say that my client basically thinks you suck. Like, more or less, it was,
Well,
but it was good.
Bill O'Brien, here's some other fun things Bill O'Brien's done. You may have forgotten this, but he traded some 1st and 2nd round picks for, I believe it was Laramie Tunsil.
Right, yeah.
And so the Texans are 0-4, and the Dolphins own their 1st and 2nd round picks.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
That is...
Yeah, it looks like every other team in the AFC East is on the up.
Yeah. So nice. Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's see. There's also the AFC South, which the Tennessee Titans are... Man, I think we predicted all the Florida teams. We didn't see Tennessee coming.
Yeah, I mean, they're just done now, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I can't see any way it can. I mean, they might just give them like 2 straight bye weeks or something, like 3. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I was reading apparently that the NFL was planning on unleashing a historical punishment upon the
Oh yeah,
Titans franchise. So I don't know.
they might have to. They might have to have Bill O'Brien take over. That's their punishment. It's somebody was saying maybe taking their draft picks. Somebody was saying they might have to just like keep playing in 3 weeks, but they just have 3 straight losses or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. This I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, like a lot of people are talking about whether or not this is going to be a forfeiture, which has apparently never happened.
Wow.
No one's ever forfeited before. Although there is a rule about it, and apparently the team wins by 2 points. It's 2-0 is what a forfeiture looks like, apparently.
Dude, the Packers play the Titans week 16, free win.
Nice, dude. That is such a bummer though for the Titans too, like Titans fans at least.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the Titans really fucked this one up on their own.
Mm-hmm.
but for the fans, that really blows because like things were looking really good.
Oh yeah. No, they're undefeated. I mean,
Yeah.
this team, they're undefeated. They're in the AFC Championship last year, and now it's just like they were just practicing when they shouldn't have been practicing.
Yep.
Like it doesn't even make like just wait. I don't know why they wanted to like go out and practice.
Yeah. I mean, I like look. We were talking about it before the season started, like that this kind of shit was going to happen. Although I wasn't expecting that it was just going to be straight up the organization completely. Although I really should have predicted that the organization would have fucked over the players', health and safety for the sake of profit and winning.
Well, but, the NFL's mad too because they're like, "Hey, this is our money making thing, and you're just like spitting in our face, being like, we won't follow protocols." So they don't want to like risk the other teams and everybody's safety and everything. So they're pissed off,
right? Yeah, and the Bills might be pissed off too because I'm just reading here. So like if a forfeiture happens, the Bills also don't get paid.
Oh,
yeah, because that they just don't get paid. They don't get game checks for a game like that.
Oh, that's true. Wow.
Yeah, so the Bills might be pretty salty about that whole situation too.
Man.
So yeah,
that is very fun, and we knew it was only a matter of time before something happened, but I mean, we'll see what happens now. I mean, other teams have had like 1 or 2 players test, and it seems like they're pretty good with it. Like they keep testing.
Yeah, it has been surprisingly like low, low problems.
Yeah. So I mean, it's.
But I mean, like, there's a lot of Titans players.
Yeah.
Now.
It's like it's like a fourth of the team at this point.
And like, I mean, the other teams that they had contact with, they might, they and then if we get into the position where we are into like, potentially say hundreds of players that have COVID, then we're getting into the statistically likely that one of them dies territory, which will be a real weird one for the NFL.
That would be a weird one.
Yeah.
But man, I just it's I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle this because it's kind of a shit show.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Either way, I'm just happy the Packers are healthy and winning games. Well, couple other things I want to bring up that are very fun. Matt Patricia has lost 12 of his last 13 games despite leading in all of them but one. He's lost the last 6 games in which he's led by double digits.
Yep.
You think they should go to the Atlanta Falcons? Like fit right in.
Yeah, no, I saw it. It's actually like his whole fucking coaching record is like that, where it's like double digit, leads fucked over. Oh man, dude, Belichick tree head coaches, man. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
It really is like amazing how bad the Belichick, sub coaches have been going off on their own.
Very consistently.
Yeah.
Like probably the best one out of them has been like Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
And well,
Yeah. Not the greatest, but
yeah.
Well,
compare that to the Andy Reid coaching tree.
Oh
and
yeah.
And the new Shanahan coaching tree too.
Oh yeah. Those are amazing. I love the Shanahan coaching tree.
Yeah, I know you do.
Well, here's another fun fact. Before we get into the games, Adam Gase said he's changed around things at practice to up the intensity. Gase said it's, quote, not recommended by sports science, but everything is on the table to turn the season around.
Great, dude. Fucking great, Adam Gase, man. I was going to get into this when we talk about the Jets, but let me just briefly mention, remember last week I told you about how Mekhi Becton got injured?
Oh, yeah.
And then a couple of weeks earlier, I told you about how Le'Veon Bell got injured?
Mm-hmm.
Well, both of those ways were both players got injured on the field, and Adam Gase, being the fucking great head coach that he is, brilliant offensive mind, decided to play them. And what do you know? They got injured, so that they're out. And you know what happened last week? Sam Darnold got injured in the first quarter, and then he proceeded to throw another 20 passes or so. And what do you know? Sam Darnold's out this week. And now Gase is talking about how he's going to up the intensity in practice because he needs to injure every single fucking member of our team.
He's literally scorching the earth.
Yeah, it's not recommended by sports science. Yeah, you know why, Gase? Because you fucking nuked half our team, dude. That's why. Maybe you should listen to the fucking sports scientists about, like, maybe you shouldn't play a player who's already fucking injured. But no, he's still the head coach of the New York Jets, and he's going to kill our whole fucking team, which is wonderful. Just fucking great.
Maybe we should give him another week, see if it plays out.
Yeah, I told you last week. He's gonna stay out the whole year. In fact, I fully suspect he might come back next year.
There's no way. There's no way.
I think it might happen. Yeah, I honestly think it might. Because here's the thing, right? The thing about Adam Gase is, I called it when we first hired him as a coach. The reason that they got him was not for any of the other reasons that they talked about in the media, like he's a brilliant offensive mind, right? Like as if I really believe Chris fucking Johnson believes that. Like, give me a fucking break. Come on. Okay, so the reason that they hired Adam Gase is because it only costs $2 million. And you see, the money that is spent on coaches and not players is not part of the salary cap. That's just whatever the billionaire owners of the franchise want to spend on spend of their revenue to make the team better. So they went with the bargain bin coach, and they're doing that because they make millions upon billions of dollars because they own a New York market team, and it doesn't fucking matter who's coaching. Yeah. So that's why I fully suspect he might be back next year, because he's cheap. And that's really the only thing the Johnsons care about.
I mean, couldn't they just, find, some random New England Patriots sub-coach? It's just, he's probably can't be that much.
Yeah, I mean...
Like their special teams punt guy or something, I don't know.
That would be nice. Yeah, I mean, I would take... Literally... Actually, what I'd really like is Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs. That would be fucking incredible if we can manage to get him to come over here. He's the OC of the Chiefs, and granted, being the OC of the Chiefs is you're not really doing play calling.
Oh yeah,
because it's Andy Reid's team. But the only things that people have said about this dude is that he's fucking incredible. He's gonna make a great head coach, and he's part of the Andy Reid coaching tree. That's probably true. You know, like oh man, if we can manage that, but I don't know why I'm even saying something like that. Of course, we're not going to. Why would I even imagine? You know,
Don't get your hopes too high.
Yeah, if we drop Adam Gase, we're picking up Hugh Jackson. I'm calling it now. That's what. Mark my words. I'm putting $10 on it. If Adam Gase goes, Hugh Jackson's our next coach.
We had an interview with Hugh, and he just really blew us away. You know what he knew and his game knowledge and the way he can train up these young players. He's shown that he can't do it, but we think he can now.
I think Adam Gase might be a worse coach than Hugh Jackson. Maybe
I think so
not,
too.
But like, I think he might be.
I think, man. Whew. Just reminds me of the NBA because the Bulls had Jim Boylan, who's like, he was kind of like the Adam Gase of the NBA. He was just a former assistant, big egghead. And he would just be like, I need these players to just run sprints. We gotta play hard ball out there. We gotta play hard. And I was just like, dude, these are like NBA athletes. They just need like an actual coach. And he put in a punch clock, so he had the players punch in like they were going to work.
Jesus,
it was bad. All the players hated him. Everybody hated him. Like people in the stands would be like, "You're a clown," and like yell at him. And then he finally got fired because management got fired. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what happens when you keep promoting middle management and let nepotism fail people upwards. Because, I mean, that's what happened with Adam Gase. I'm sure that's what happened with that guy, too. Yeah. It happens with all these a lot of these coaches that, like, why the fuck are they still in the league? There are a number of coaches that are in the league right now that are just there purely out of nepotism. In fact, I'd probably wager it might be even more than half.
Yeah.
But like there's some old as shit fucking coaches who are consistently terrible, and they just won't bring in new young guys.
A lot of it too is because the owners have a philosophy. Like for example, they're like, we want our players to like play hard and like old school basketball, whatever. But then they'd also mix in like, we also want to take a lot of 3-pointers. That's what teams do now. They take 3-pointers. So instead of like being like, oh, let's play to this guy's strengths, like, I don't know, Lamar Jackson, where you build an offense around him because he's like that good. You're just like, hey, Lamar, I know you're good at running, but we don't want you to run, so you're not going to. Oh, okay.
Ezekiel Elliott, you know what? Just sit down. We'll let Dak throw 60 times.
Yeah, the Mike McCarthy special. So speaking of which, let's get into some of these fun-filled games. So we had Broncos Jets.
Yeah.
And actually, probably the most competitive Jets game we might see all season.
Definitely, yeah. And it was way. It just. I mean, you saw the game.
Yeah, saw Brett ripping it.
He was ripping it. He was fucking shredding us.
Yeah.
Fucking shredding us.
Yeah.
Brett fucking Rippin was shredding the New York Jets defense. That's how great this team is.
I mean, when you're going up against players like Brett Rippin and Tim Patrick, how are you going to stop them? I just don't know.
Yeah. Actually, for this game, I want to briefly go back to the Gase. It's not recommended by sports science,
right?
Because the idea, even the basic concept of what he says here, is just abhorrent. Gase says he's changed around things at practice to up the intensity. He says it's not recommended by sports science, but everything is on the table to turn the season around. He's literally just blaming the fucking players.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what he's doing in that fucking state. It's so just gross. Oh, yeah, we got to up the intensity because that's what it is, Gase. The players aren't playing hard enough for you, man. That's what it is. When you run an inside dive on 3rd and 15, it's the players not fucking playing hard enough, Adam Gase, because your fucking system is perfect. You got a perfect system. It's just the players that are letting you down. Big, smart, big brain Adam Gase. Holy shit. That guy, I hope he never gets a job ever anywhere else in the league. He's a threat to teams.
He really is.
The Dolphins too had the same issues. Like, remember Ryan Tannehill was constantly injured?
Oh,
remember half the Dolphins were constantly injured under Gase? Like, it was because he did that. The thing where he kept players in while they were injured. And clearly he hasn't learned that lesson because he did it to the Jets now. Because like literally, like if that's what he's done. He is a threat to players' safety and health. He should be banned from the league, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, well, he also said, Gase said, if penalties don't get better, they'll need to, quote, get different guys in there.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because who's supposed to fix players committing penalties? Oh wait, the coach.
Yeah, well, it's the whippings will continue until morale improves.
Of course.
It's mind-boggling how fucking dysfunctional this team is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a disaster. Like it's easily the worst team in the league. I don't think there's anyone who's close.
I'm actually convinced. Like, there's been teams where people like, can a college football team beat an NFL team? I think like Alabama or Clemson could probably beat the Jets.
It's possible, but
it would be competitive.
It might be competitive, but I say the same thing every time when people mention that, because the difference between Alabama and NFL team is Alabama has 5 to 15 NFL players on its roster on any given time, whereas the NFL team has 53. Yeah. Even if they're shitty, like
that is true.
They're still like the best of the best out of the college crops, right? So I mean,
that is fair.
And also the NFL used to do that. The worst team in the league used to play the best college team, and they stopped doing it because the college team would just get embarrassingly shit on constantly.
Yeah, that is
because
true.
It's a bunch of grown men beating the shit out of little kids,
Yeah. And I mean, they actually commit their entire, once you're in the NFL, you're like, my life is this now. There's no school, there's no anything. It's like,
exactly.
It's football.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. But I'd still watch.
Yeah, I mean, me too. That would be great.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least I could get to see the Jets win or embarrassingly lose, and hopefully make the Johnsons sell the team. But hey, on the bright side, the Elite Dragon is starting next week, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that is. Get the old Joe Flacco in there.
Yep, Joe Flacco. He's going to be throwing to nobody, and that's fun. So I'm sure he'll do great.
He's got the power of not sports science behind.
It might make me actually want to watch the game a little bit, though.
Yeah.
It's like I could see a little bit of what the difference is between Sammy D on the field and like a more experienced QB. But
yeah,
I mean, I'll be really mad if we win.
It's if it keeps going this way, you can at least get Trevor Lawrence. So that's something.
Yeah, I can't wait to ruin that guy's career too.
That will be
fantastic.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, look, the truth is, like, if Sam Darnold had gone to another team, like any of the other teams that drafted, well, actually, besides the Cardinals, because they really did fuck over Josh Rosen quite a bit.
Honestly, if he would have went to like the Bears, they'd be in a great spot right now.
I think so too. Yeah, like he didn't really give much. He wasn't really given much of a shot. Oh, and also, there's going to be another QB that we talk about today that is definitely not getting much of a fucking shot.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, no, like Rosen never really got a shot. Like he was on the shitty Cardinals and then the shitty Dolphins, and then that's it. Which is incredible for a first-round pick QB.
It really is.
But but besides him, if Sam Darnold had gone to any of those other teams, I think he would have been like a fine QB. Like we would have been talking about him like we're talking about like the Baker Mayfields, the Baker Mayfields at least. Maybe the Josh Allens. Definitely not the Lamar Jacksons, but And conversely, if any of those players had come here, we would have fucked them up. I'm very happy that we did not ruin Lamar Jackson, because stealing that kind of brilliance from the league would have been a real shame.
Oh yeah, just watching this guy who's like awesome, like go to the Jets, and then it probably would have had like you want to run, Lamar, but you need to learn to throw, so you're not gonna run.
Just don't run at all. In fact, we're just gonna or instead we're just gonna run you up the middle 30 times a game, because that seems like something Adam Gase would do. I don't know, man. We're fucked. It's over for this team, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're gonna cut bait with everybody next year. Like anybody that we have, like anybody good is gone. Like
All right, let's just move on.
Yeah.
The Saints beat the Lions. And guess what? The Lions were up 14-7 at one point. So,
I mean, sounds about right.
yeah, pretty much standard. Pretty much what we expected. I mean, Drew Brees looking good. Kamara looking good. Emmanuel Sanders. Traquan Smith had 2 touchdowns. Saints, they look like the Saints. And then the Lions, they're still running Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's not bad. Like, he's still pretty solid, but, like, didn't they draft DeAndre Swift to, like, be their main guy? He had 4 carries, 22 yards. Like, it's,
5.5. Did he get injured, maybe?
I mean, I think he was injured to start the year. He also dropped the game-winning touchdown against the Bears, so they could be 2-2 right now if he just...
okay.
I'll keep bringing that up because I just think it's fun. Kenny Golladay had a touchdown. I mean, the biggest problem with the Lions just...
Their coach.
Their coach, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So, and I think, their defense isn't bad. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the Lions have always been that weird anomaly where they're good. They should be good. But they're just cursed.
Yeah.
Like,
it's,
oh,
man. I mean, I don't care. They're in my division. They're like the Jets, so they'd be like, oh, man, look at those guys.
But, like, wouldn't you be all right with, like, sitting down for one of these years, like maybe after Aaron Rodgers retires, so that if the Lions could make it to a Super Bowl or something and, like, undo their horrible curse?
Yeah, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers retired and we, like, bring in Jordan Love or, like, whatever, or, like, he moves on, like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. We got time to rebuild, so you can have your fun. But, yeah, I'd root for the Lions over the Bears and the Vikings. No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears and the Vikings have both had success. Although the Vikings, not really. They've been pretty cursed, like the Lions.
They have been cursed. They've at least made it far into the playoffs before they lose.
That's true. Yeah.
Then they have some wacky
They've also
shit
never won a Super Bowl, right?
That's right. They haven't. They've gotten to the Super Bowl, and they've gotten close to the Super Bowl, but they never won a Super Bowl. And the Bears have only won one. They won a bunch of championships back in the day, but they only won one Super Bowl, which was the '84 Bears. Because that's all they talk about here. 84. Then I'll save the Chargers Bucks in case Invicta pops in. We had Jaguars Bengals. Joe Burrow won. He did it.
Joe Burrow did win. Yeah.
He outplayed the Minshew, who actually didn't do too bad. He had 350 yards, 2 TDs, and a pick. And then Burrow had 300 yards, a TD, and a pick. So honestly, I think it was a pretty even game.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of good chemistry between Gardner Minshew and DJ Shark. Like they've been really killing it the past several weeks.
Yeah, even Chenault, 5 catches, 86 yards. Like, he looks good too. Like I think the biggest problem, even James Robinson, he's like the undrafted guy. He's got 17 carries, 75 yards. I don't think their offense is the problem. I think it's the defense.
Yeah,
and apparently.
It like it.
They've got some injuries on defense as well. So they've got injuries on defense, and then they also traded away a bunch of defensive players for no reason.
Yeah.
So I do think they're
like...
it's
because they were expecting to rebuild. Like, they thought they were going to rebuild, but they're not. Like, they're kind of, like, trying to win. Although, granted, they're 1-3, so.
Yeah. I will say that, like, they're like a promising bad team. This is like what you'd want the Jets to be. Like, all right, we're losing,
100%.
But we're in the game every time.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jaguars, like, are in, like, prime position to do something over the next... I mean, I will say, though, they are also kind of in prime position for sustained mediocrity if they're not careful. Like a couple of 8-8 years and not getting, like, the good enough picks to build up their team and stuff. So it's definitely a weird situation for Jacksonville. But I think it's overall a positive one. I think you got your QB in Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I think you do too. I mean, you've got some solid wide receivers. You got Minshew. You got, like, Robinson looks like a pretty solid running back. Like, and you've got, like, some pieces on defense. They have, like, Miles Jack. They got C.J. Henderson. They just drafted first round. Like Josh Allen. They've got good players. They just need to keep building it up. It's kind of the same with the Bengals. Like, the Bengals are, they got Joe Mixon. You got Joe Burrow. They got pretty decent receivers, and then they just need to build up the defense a bit more, and then probably offensive line.
Yeah.
and you're good to go.
Yeah, I think the Bengals are probably going to be good enough to be threatening next year, honestly.
Yeah, that division is
And
gonna be stacked.
yeah, definitely. And the I think the Jaguars might be too.
Yeah, I mean the AFC
Honestly,
South isn't as strong, so I think it'll even be easier to win.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, remember the Jaguars were in the AFC Championship game like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember
Yeah.
how long, but
Although, I mean, granted that this team is like almost like they have like almost none of the players from that team. I think now.
yeah, no, they had the Bortles, the Fournette. They had
I
Allen
miss Blake
Robinson.
Bortles.
Just remembered.
Yeah, yeah,
Dang. And he's actually probably the best player on the Bears.
yeah.
So yeah. Moving on, we got. Well, actually, I'm gonna say Joe Burrow. I think with the Bengals and Joe Burrow, they're like really close to just being a playoff team at this rate. Like his
Yeah, I
rookie
agree.
year, he's just destroying.
I mean, you know, we have seen things like this before. That like remember Baker Mayfield's first
Oh,
year,
yeah.
and then remember his second year. So like, there is always the potential for a sophomore slump. But I mean, you know, what he's doing right now is like really, really good to see. I mean, I think people should be really happy with how he's looking right now. So I think they got a guy. I think they got probably their guy.
Yeah, I think so too. So good for the Bengals.
Seems
They
like
needed something.
Yeah.
Moving on, we had the Vikings beat the Texans in the 0-3 versus 0-3 battle. And you know, Kirk Cousins, he did what he had to do, 16 of 22, 260 and a touchdown. Watson had 300 yards, 2 TDs, 20 of 33, but he can't carry him. He tried. But Dalvin Cook, 27 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wowee. Dalvin Cook show over there.
I feel so bad for fucking Deshaun Watson, man. Like,
yeah.
that's such a fucking garbage situation for such a good QB.
It really is. I mean, honestly, I think if you swap quarterbacks this game, you put him on the Vikings.
Oh yeah,
they'd be probably like 3-1 right now.
yeah. No, I mean Deshaun Watson is definitely a better QB than Kirk Cousins. So I mean, like that would be incredible. I mean, I wonder actually because Deshaun is still on. He hasn't gotten his second contract, right?
No, they're all him, Mahomes, and Trubisky were all the same year, and I know
Right.
Trubisky they rejected his like option for next year, so I think he's on the option thing if he has that.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, because he was a first round pick, right?
Yeah.
So they'll have the fifth year option on him,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't know if he's gonna want to stay. I mean, he might legitimately just want to leave, depending on what happens, I guess, right? Because you know, this year and next year they'll have a new coach and
Yeah.
he'll still be playing for him. So
So I imagine they're gonna find an actual good coach and hope that can convince him. to
yeah,
stay.
they're gonna have to, right? Like
Yeah.
I feel like at this point now, if you're the Texans, your number one priority is keeping Deshaun Watson happy.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
if you lose him, I mean, who's gonna come watch Texans games? Like,
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, if you trade away DeAndre Hopkins and a year later you lose Deshaun Watson, like, you know,
Yeah.
oh man,
It's not ideal. Plus, you've gotten rid of his top wide receiver for
Yeah.
nothing. Then you have no first round, no second round. You have a third, 2 fourths, a fifth, and 3 sixths, and a seventh.
Yep.
So if you're coming into this draft
Yep.
as the coach, you're gonna be like, man, how do
Yeah,
I
it's-
reverse everything that's been done?
Literally the only positive that a coach can have going to the Texans team is being able to play with Deshaun Watson, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, is a great positive because, like, you know, he's a very good quarterback. So
Yeah.
if you're a coach for that team, he's gonna make you look real good. With that said, though, that would also require the coach to believe that he could turn around that franchise now. And I don't know, like with the kind of draft picks that they have. And I think their cap room is fucking terrible too.
Oh yeah,
let me look.
probably. Yeah, check that. But yeah, for this game, while you're checking, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson actually looking great. Justin Jefferson's just becoming the new Stephon Diggs essentially, so that's good for the Vikings because they needed that. And looks like Their defense did okay. So I mean, I think the Vikings this year, they're probably like a 8-8 team. Like I don't think they're gonna be that bad. I think they'll
Yeah,
still
probably.
finish pretty strong, but I think their defense is still too young to really get anything done. Like when the Packers played them, they were shredded. It wasn't even a contest. Like Rodgers would just go out and be like, "Oh, it's time to score again." Then we just
Yeah.
score again. Like, all right, back to the bench. Like it was,
It feels like this is gonna be the last Zimmer year,
Yeah.
and probably the last Kirk year too.
Yeah, I think so.
And hey, you know what? Kirk Cousins is a smart dude. He got his fucking 30 million guaranteed.
Got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like he got it for all 3 of those years. Didn't have to fucking stay with the shitty Jets instead.
Yeah.
Had some mild success. He's probably going to get another pretty good contract. Probably not as good as the one he got with the Vikings, but
Yeah, still solid. I mean, he can go back to Washington, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's their cap space?
They're like middle of the pack right now. So
Okay.
not terrible, but I mean, considering the state of their team, that is pretty bad being middle of the pack.
Yeah.
I mean, conversely, the Jets have the second highest amount of cap space,
Oh,
which is great. Yeah,
That is
that's
great.
led to Sam Darnold getting injured and Kai Becton getting injured, Le'Veon Bell getting injured. It's a lot
and
of
they
fun.
signed so many great players like C.J. Mosley, who's playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. You know, we got Le'Veon Bell. He's done things.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
They should have just spent all the money on offensive line and then
Yeah. Well, I mean,
played.
yeah, they did the thing that the Jets did do, which is like they didn't go after any of the good big
Oh yeah.
free agent O linemen, and then we drafted. I mean, at least we drafted an O lineman in the first round,
Yeah.
and he seems like he's pretty good.
When he's not getting forced to play through injuries.
Right. Yeah. Like, hopefully, if Adam Gase leaves the team, we have like potentially like a franchise left tackle, which is really good. I'm happy about that. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Moving on to a good team. The Seahawks beat the Miami Dolphins. Russell Wilson threw his first interception.
I know.
Damn. He still threw for 360 and 2 touchdowns along with that, though.
Yeah, you know, it's Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Chris Carson, 80 yards, 2 TDs on 16 carries. Pretty solid. DK Metcalf, 106 yards, 4 catches. Defense looking all right. And then the Dolphins, Fitzmagic, not great. 315 yards, 2 picks. Ran for 47 and a touchdown. Man.
Yeah, that's 7.8 yards per carry for fucking 37-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It is, man. And then Devonte Parker, 110 yards.
Yeah.
Solid game.
I'm telling you, he's good.
Yeah.
If he wasn't on the Dolphins, like he would be, like people would be talking about him as like one of the best receivers in the league, in my opinion.
When I go to look at the Dolphins defense,
Mm.
you know how you can do fantasy draft in Madden?
Yeah.
It feels like the Dolphins like they drafted a bunch of offense in the first like 10 rounds or something. And then they had to go draft defense. Like, shit, who's left? Eric Rowe, Kyle Van Noy, Emmanuel Ogbah. I think we've heard of him before. Pick him up. Shaq Lawson. I think we saw him on the Bills last year. Yeah, get him. Like they just went out and just grabbed a bunch of players and they're like, all right, now you guys play together. And they're like, okay. And they're just like solidly mediocre.
They just left it on auto draft is what happened, really.
So I mean, it's not bad, but I think the Dolphins, they're kind of hitting what you're talking about earlier. They're hitting that mediocrity point where like they're gonna go 6-10 or something and be like, well, now what?
Yeah, I think at this point they're kind of just like letting Fitztragic be the tank commander for a little bit, so that they can assure a pretty decent draft pick before they send Tua out.
I mean, you're not gonna win anything this year, so might as well keep him rested and then wait for next year.
I mean, look, the thing is, like, if you have a rookie QB, if you have a rookie QB in the first round, statistically, I don't think any first round QB has ever not started in their first year.
I don't know.
I think I read that once. or either way, it's a very low.
Well, I
number.
mean, Aaron Rodgers didn't start, so that's one.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. So there's at least but it's probably like a low number. Like
Yeah, it's
most first
because
round QBs start.
most of the time when you're drafting a quarterback in the first round, you're doing it because you need a quarterback.
Exactly.
But, it's the Packers been in a
So-
situation where like now they got Jordan Love first round. He's probably not going to start. I hope he doesn't start because that would be bad. But it's I think it's better because then they get to sit there and learn. And I mean, even like when they were talking about Rodgers, like everybody's like, is he going to teach him? Is he going to teach? Like, obviously he's going to teach him. He doesn't give a shit. And so, like he said in practice one day, like Jordan Love would be throwing stuff, and Rodgers just like quizzing him, like, "What do you see there? Like, how's the defense looking? What do you break down? Like, what would you audible to?" He's just like questioning him and shit. And I'm like, that's great.
That's
He's
wonderful.
actually learning how to play quarterback in your mind, and not just throw a ball.
Yeah, that's actually great. I mean, that's not Aaron Rodgers didn't get that right from Favre.
Yeah, no, he did say he picked up on a lot of Favre's mannerisms. Like one of the things he learned was Favre would always like look one way to pull the safety off a guy and then throw the other. So he'd like lead defenders with his eyes, but then it would be a trick. Or he would do the fake handoff and then throw.
That was Brett's thing.
Yeah, he loved doing that. Apparently he did that just because he was bored at practice one day.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. But, you still pick up on things even if they're not teaching you because you're just sitting there watching. And you learn like how they prepare and everything like that. But I still think it's great to just sit and kind of absorb the game and everything around it first before you're like Dwayne Haskins and they're like, hey, you're not ready, but you're going to play. Like, okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I think Tua doesn't need to sit. Like he could have played day one.
Mm-hmm.
And Dwayne Haskins, on the other hand, totally did need to sit. But I guess the difference in how you handle QBs, and we can see how that's worked out too.
Yep.
But
the old Washington
yeah, I
football
mean,
team.
I'm hopeful for Tua. I think he's very good. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him play whenever he gets on the field.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So should be good. And then next year they'll get some draft picks, help them out a bit more, and then the Dolphins might be competing with the Bills and the Patriots.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the
And that's it. And that's all there will be competing. Yes, correct. Yeah.
well, how about this next game? How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Browns? 49-38. Browns are 3-1. Look at them go.
Oh yeah. I have the faith. I had the faith, and the Browns rewarded my faith.
Yeah, they did. Actually, I think I picked the Browns too.
Yeah. I think you did.
Yeah.
I should pull up the
old pick'ems.
Yeah, the pick'ems.
Baker had 165 yards, 2 TDs. Jarvis Landry threw for 37 and a touchdown.
Yeah, that was great. Did you see his fucking
Yeah, he
touchdown?
threw it to Odell. Right?
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then
And OBJ also.
yeah, and OBJ. The Ernest Johnson, 95 yards running. Kareem Hunt, 71, 2 touchdowns. Chubb had 43, but he did get hurt. Odell had 2 touchdowns receiving. Odell ran for 1. Like they were going through them like nothing.
He made me a lot of fantasy points last week. Thank you, Odell Beckham Jr. You're fantastic. I'm very happy. I've actually had the past like 3 years in fantasy that we've been playing, like half of my team has been Browns players, and I've been doing pretty well in fantasy.
To be fair.
Yeah. Even the other years too. So, like I said, I have had full faith in the Browns for a while, and I think that this is going to be a good year for them. I mean, they're going to lose the Ravens games. They're going to probably struggle against the Steelers.
Yeah.
But I think that they could get to like at least 9 to 10 wins this year.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that there's a good possibility, like a greater than like probably 30 to 40% chance even that they'll exceed 10 wins.
Yeah, I think so too.
I actually think so.
I agree. On the other side, Cowboys. Man, you get the old Mike McCarthy special.
Yep.
58 pass attempts for Dak Prescott, 502 yards, 4 TDs, and a pick. Running the ball, Ezekiel Elliott, 12 carries, 54 yards.
12 carries.
12 carries. By the way, this wasn't like, oh man, Cowboys had to play from behind. They were up 14-7, end of the first.
Yeah.
Why aren't you running? What is this?
Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy, folks. Who needs to run Aaron Jones? That guy's probably overrated anyway.
Oh,
He's here.
Hey, Zemecta's here.
Hey.
Is your internet work?
well, he's not shown up yet.
All right, well.
All right. Yeah, that
I
sounds
thought-
like ISPs.
Well, I thought that they were working on it because it went out completely, but then it started storming, and that's the reason why. So I was like, oh, he's not here yet.
I see.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, we were just talking about how we were shitting on Mike McCarthy, basically.
Yeah.
I will say, actually, I mean, we were in the Mike McCarthy sweepstakes for a little bit there.
Yeah.
And while Mike McCarthy is most certainly a better coach and would definitely have been way better for Darnold's development,
Oh, yeah.
I think now, you can kind of tell that he definitely wouldn't have been the answer, I think.
Oh, yeah. He definitely would have been better than Adam Gase, but,
no doubt,
a scarecrow would be better than Adam Gase.
Yeah,
like
I
stick it
would
in the
be
ground.
better than Adam Gase.
Yeah, literally anybody.
Yeah.
I saw a dead possum the other day on the road,
Oh,
Yeah.
and I was like, just thinking, I was like, man,
I wish.
talk about a good Jets coaching opportunity.
And they're passing it up.
Yeah.
He
they're
was right
passing it
there,
up.
just
Yeah,
waiting.
They
Yeah.
just passed him up. They had perfect opportunity. Yeah, I mean, free agent, and they stuck with Gase anyway. So you know what?
Yeah.
What can
You know-
do, Coach?
I will tell you all is if any one of us or any one of you viewers at home had been the head coach of the Jets for the past 4 weeks, you would have done just as well as Adam Gase.
Yeah. And you probably
Or a
would have
dead
sat
possum.
your injured players.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have at least let my players call audibles.
Yeah, that would
Right?
probably help a lot.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd probably just let the players run the team. They would definitely do it better than Adam fucking Gase does.
Yeah, I mean, what is your quarterback like? Not in his first year anymore, and can probably read a defense and change the play if he wants.
Although now thinking about it, I do kind of want to see what an anarchist team would look like in the NFL. That sounds kind of interesting.
That is
Like-
true. Yeah.
No coaches, just the players running things, like just a 53-man roster, like running all the plays and shit. Like I would be very into that.
It's man, I just saw this. Here, I'll put in the foos and balls. This is on the Packer Reddit. The old Cowboys fans. Mike McCarthy's clock management, game management's horrible. And we're just like, first time. That
Yeah.
meme. So yeah, it is what it is. It's what I thought was gonna happen. Like I think Mike McCarthy has adjusted his offense since we last saw him, but he's still not good at game management. Like he's still just like, oh, we're up. Let's just not run the ball and keep passing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't run the. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he doesn't like about running.
He's like stuck in that early 2000s era where where the West Coast like fully took over, or not the West Coast, but the like the high octane passing attack after the Tuck rule and stuff. And he's stuck because there was a period where teams just weren't running the ball that much. Like they were just like the good teams were just passing like 50 times a game. But the league's not like that anymore. Like you have a bunch of star running backs back. I mean, since then we've had the whole running back by committee era where that has had a whole lot of success. You have teams like the Ravens right now that are just, that are smoking people just by mostly running the ball.
Aaron Rodgers on Monday night went 20 for 20 throwing to tight ends and running backs. Like I think it's showing that like people are moving away from the like air it out, and you're moving more into like the check downs, like go to a little like movement, creating plays, creating like openings for things to happen, like motion. Like it's better because you also have more players to go to instead of like, I hope we have a wide receiver to throw to, or like 5 wide receivers. That's all you used to, because that's what he did when the Packers won the Super Bowl. We had Greg Jennings, we had James Jones, we had Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver, and so we just had like a bunch of good wide receivers, and they would go 5 wide and just be like, here we go. And they just couldn't stop it. And then it hit a point where Mike McCarthy, it was against the Broncos, 2015. I remember it. It was like they'd figured it out. They were like, this is how you stop his offense. And Aaron Rodgers, that's when they started getting frustrated. That's when McCarthy started getting frustrated. Everything started going downhill. They figured out his shitty offensive scheme. And we would just be like, guys, when you throw slant passes, they work. Can we throw slants? And McCarthy's like, bubble screen? Deep ball? It's like, just throw the slant.
My system.
My system. And then the same thing with Aaron Jones. He just was like, hey, this guy's great. Let's never use him. Like, what are you doing?
Apparently the tech's on its way. So if you got anything for me, Coach, now's the time. Otherwise, I may not make it back for the rest of the show, depending on how long.
All right,
let's do Bucks.
Yeah, we'll do Bucks. Bucks game. Sinvicta. It was Bucks Chargers.
Bucks Chargers, Coach. It was the first time I think I've seen the Bucks actually show like they believe in the team for the first time in I think a long time. Tom Brady, greatest comeback quarterback coach ever. Also a coach. They didn't play well. That first half was very rough. It looked very standard Buck ball.
Yep.
Tom had a pick six. The defense was just giving up yards and touchdowns, and I was like, man, if this is what happens when we go up against a mediocre team, I don't want to know what happens when we play the Saints again.
Oh yeah.
But I think that like something happened. I don't know who took charge of it. It was probably Tom. In the locker room during the halftime, because when they came out, they looked like a completely. I mean, I hate to say it, and some people ain't gonna like it, but they kind of looked Patriots-y in that second half. Like there was no doubt in my mind. I was like, we're going to come back and beat them. I don't know. Yeah. It's indescribable. It's really, really strange to feel like that with a quarterback that knows what he's doing. And and I think that what's strange is that the Bucks have always had we've always had really decent players, like maybe not like Hall of Fame. Well, no, there's a couple Hall of Fame players out there, but like we've never had like a solid team, like it's always just been like, yeah, we got Derek Brooks, or yeah, we got Sapp, or we got, work done or whatever, but it's never been like, this is just a all around solid team. And for the first time in a very, very long time, watching that second half, I was like, dude, like we are actually good. Like good enough. Like that second half of the game, like we outscored them 24-7.
Yeah.
It's like if we can do that from being down, like, I mean, we can bang with the best of them, and it's all because of Tom. And like, I was still like kind of looking through the world with my Brady glasses on, thinking that like, oh yeah, he's good, but he probably not going to change anything, like the culture and stuff. But man, Tom came out there 369 for 5 and 1 pick 6. Dude, I'll take that. I mean, that's more. I don't think Jameis Winston ever got us back from being trailing at halftime by so much. I mean, we were down 24-14 at the half, and then just destroyed them in the second.
Yeah, second half, Tom Brady went 15 of 17, 263, and 3 touchdowns.
Max Kellerman frantically calling ESPN. I don't know. I was trying to come up with a joke. Max Kellerman. He's that garbage monster.
Oh yeah.
Who has the Tom Brady cliff theory that he's been rolling on about for the past I think 6 years now. That cliff doesn't seem to be coming.
Yeah. No, I don't see the cliff right now.
Yeah.
he's almost inhuman.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how much he is transformed. Like a culture of Tampa has never been like, let's just hope we win, or we're probably going to lose this, let's be honest, to like I've been a lifelong Bucks fan. I'm like, dude, we're going to win this. Like as soon as they came out the second half, I was like, we're going to win this game. I cannot believe it, but we're going to do it somehow. And then Brady just went off. He was classic Tom in the second half. And I was just like, man, Bear, if you're listening to this, which I know you probably don't listen to the cast when you're not here, but if you do and are out there, if this is what I've got the taste for the rest of the next 2 years, I'll re-up every single year until he's like 70. Man, Tom is seriously incredible, and I'm actually looking forward to watching the game tonight, which I think everyone is, because
yeah,
it's 2 3-1 teams that most people probably wouldn't think are 3-1, especially one of them being the Bears.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the Buccaneers are going to shit on the Bears. Right, it's gonna happen.
Probably. However, keep in mind this is Foles versus Brady again.
Yep.
So that's gonna be a real.
He is the kryptonite. He's the
Yeah.
kryptonite.
Yep. I mean, the Bears' defense isn't bad. That's the thing.
True.
So it's their offense that's
look,
actually ass.
the Chargers defense isn't bad either.
Yeah, but the Bears' offense is
Yeah.
ass.
The Bears' offense is
It's
real
literally
bad.
Allen Robinson. That's their offense. They're like, what if we just throw to Allen Robinson every play? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So if you can't stop that, you're screwed. But if you can, you win.
Mm-hmm.
It's as easy as that.
Yeah, I'm not even playing him. I've got Robinson on my fantasy team. I'm not playing him against the Bucs because
Well, how's the Bucks run defense? Because it looked good against San Diego or Los Angeles. Justin Herbert 5 carries, 14 yards. Eckler 2 for 12. Jackson 6 for 9. Joshua Kelly 9 for 7.
Yeah. Wow. You destroyed him on the ground.
Yeah.
The Bucs have the 6th highest rated defense right now. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know against the run. I can get back to you on that one, Coach.
All right.
Seems
Well,
like it's probably high up there.
let's
But hey,
just-
I should also mention Justin Herbert looked really good.
yeah. Honestly, Justin Herbert. Speaking of like quarterbacks, first rounders, like he actually looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
I think he's got a bright future. He actually looks like he can become something good.
Mm-hmm.
Sinvicta, you want to do power rankings while you're here?
Let's do a game and then let me prepare because I don't have them pulled up right now.
All right.
I have them pulled up, but I haven't analyzed them yet.
All right, that's fine. We had where did we leave off? Cardinals, Panthers. Panthers beat the Cardinals. Look at that.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray had 133, 3 touchdowns. He also was their leading rusher. But Teddy Bridgewater, 276, 2 TDs, a pick. Mike Davis ran for 84 yards and a touchdown. Reggie Bonifon ran for 53 on 10 carries. Bridgewater ran for 32 and a touchdown. What the shit's going on? Robbie Anderson, 99 yards receiving.
Hey, fun fact about the Carolina Panthers: their head coach is Matt Rule, who the Jets were courting, except Matt Rule said "fuck off" after the Jets said, "Well, we're not going to let you hire your own assistants. We want to do it." And Matt Rule was like, "Nah." And would you look at that? The Panthers are looking pretty good.
They are actually looking pretty good.
Yeah,
Man, I mean, they're looking better than the Jets, I'll tell you that much.
definitely.
So
Yeah,
that's
those Jets, man. I'm sorry, Rob.
It's hell.
Yeah.
It's hell. I watch sports for fun. For fun.
Is there anything that the Jets would do to make you not be a Jets fan again?
I don't know. I think to tell you the truth, this year I haven't really been watching the games. I've been since week 1, I think I've had I had the first half of week 1 on, and I watched that and then switched to Red Zone, and since then I haven't turned on the games as the main thing. I just can't watch. It's just hell. And I'll tell you, if Adam Gase comes back next year, I don't think I'll watch a Jets game. I think I'll just pick another team for that year because it's gonna just be a nightmare.
I know the feeling, brother. I
Yeah.
know what it's like to hate your coach or hate a player on your team so much that you can't do it.
man, that sucks.
Yeah,
So
I do have the power rankings, Coach. Apologies to viewers. For just to update everyone, I've been having upload issues, so today has been kind of weird with the scheduling. So that's the reason why I wasn't here at the beginning, and I may have to leave. What is cool though is that I am in the I'm in the new place, and I actually have camera set up, so I'm watching my driveway right now, so I know when he's
nice.
going to pull up.
all
They
right.
said he was on the way 20 minutes ago, so
All right. Well,
All right.
you can just submit the pick'ems in Twitter
Yeah,
or something.
I'll message Hippo Nora. But we
All
got power rankings,
All
mid-show power rankings. Coach Krendor, Rob, here we go. Top 5. This one is probably going to be kind of easy because it didn't change much. Starting with Robert.
Who are the Seattle Seahawks?
And that was the power rankings for the top 5. Once again, Rob 0-3 for the first pick of the top 5. Coach
I mean, the other times I've been memeing, but if the Seahawks are not in the top 5, that's ludicrous.
I'm pretty sure this is the second or third week in a row you've led off with the Seahawks and been incorrect.
That is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to make a spot for the Cowboys. They got to be up there.
That's a fair point, yeah.
Top 5, Coach Crendor.
Packers.
Yep. Robert?
Well, shit, now, the Chiefs?
Yep. Coach Crendor?
Ravens.
Yep. Robert?
The Bills?
Yep. And Coach Crendor for the dunk.
Oh, the shit's it's not the Seahawks. I don't know, the Buccaneers.
Close, but no cigar. Rob, you want to take a stab at it?
Is it the... Oh, is it the Rams?
It is not. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh,
who were ranked number 4. The top 5 in order, of course, Chiefs number 1, Packers number 2, the Ravens number 3. That did not change. The Buffalo Bills moving into the top 5 for the first time, I think, this season, in the 4th rank, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers falling from 4th to 5th, with the Seahawks inexplicably dropping down to 6th.
They dropped
out of the top 5 because of the Bills moving up. The rest of the top 10 rounding it out, the Titans are sitting at 7th, which is where they have been sitting at for, I think, 2 weeks in a row now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coach, number 8, moving up from the 10th position, thanks to Tom. And I'll talk about it really quickly because I really like Scott Miller, who's one of our wide receivers. He said, and I quote, "How can you not believe in him? He's the greatest ever to do it." When he was talking about the comeback victory on Tampa's 3rd consecutive victory. The Rams sitting at number 9, which is they didn't move. And then the New England Patriots rounding out the top 10 position, dropping from 8th to 10th.
Kill me.
Swapping with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Coach Crendor, here we go for you, Coach.
Yeah.
True or false? The Dallas Cowboys are still in the top 20 teams in the NFL, despite ranking 1 and 3.
Oh, that's true, no doubt.
That is absolutely correct. The 2020 Dallas Cowboys, despite being 1 and 3, are still in the top 20, ranked above teams that have better records than them. Most notably, one of them is most notably. I'm going to let Rob. This is Rob's trivia question. The Raiders, the 2-2 Raiders, are ranked below the 1 and 3 Cowboys. But this one's going to shock you, Coach, or maybe not. I don't know. Robert, can you name the team that has dropped 6 spots, but is still 3-1, but is also still ranked below the Cowboys?
Ooh,
they are 3-1.
Is it the Browns?
No, it is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Despite being 3-1, they dropped 6 spots, down from 16th to 22nd, which is below the Dallas Cowboys.
That is some disrespect to Nick Foles, I gotta say.
Now, I will say they actually got shit stomped by the Colts.
I mean, they did, yeah, but you know,
that's what 3-1 gets you, I guess. Now, I got this one's big, Coach. This one will probably not blow your mind, but I don't think it's possible for you guys to miss this one. For the fattest doink, this team has dropped 8 spots.
Ooh.
Possibly the lowest they've ever been ranked in Power Rankings history on NFL.com Power Rankings on this podcast.
Oh boy!
Wow.
You guys get one guess, starting with Robert. The fattest doink, the biggest drop of 8 spots.
Lowest ranked thing.
They've been steadily free falling this entire season.
Oh well, I mean, is it the Eagles?
Coach Crendor?
Is it the Falcons?
I'm shocked that you guys did not get this. It was the Houston Texans. Dropping all the way from 21st now. They've dropped 8 spots to the 29th position, sitting at 0-4 in an unbelievable free fall dive.
Yeah, but they got rid of Bill O'Brien. That should bump them up at least like 4 spots.
Yeah, it really should.
I mean, they're only better than 3 other teams. Now, for the rise of this particular team, rising probably the most ranks I think I've ever seen in one week for a fluctuation. This team has risen 9 ranks for the thinnest dink to go from 24th to 15th, leapfrogging numerous teams, notably the Cardinals, the Vikings, the Chargers, as well as the Eagles. Name that team. You get one guess, Robert.
Is it the is it the
Is it
the
them?
Panthers?
Coach Grandor?
Is it the Cardinals?
It is the Carolina
Let's
Panthers.
go.
Rob got it.
Hell
The
yeah.
Panthers have risen all the way up from the 24th to the 15th spot, rising 9 spots, leapfrogging the 2-2 Cardinals, who are 16th, the Vikings, who are 1-3, and gained 3 ranks despite being 1-3. The Chargers, who are also 1-3, the Eagles, who are 1-2-1, and the Dallas Cowboys coach. And then just to give the summary here, because I know that Rob's going to be interested in what the Bible of the internet says here. This is the 0-4 Jets, ranked number 32, written by Dan Hanzus.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets face an undrafted free agent quarterback, ... making his first start, ... on a short week, ... in their building, ... and forced 3 interceptions, ... including a pick 6, ... without committing a turnover themselves, ...
Yep.
and still lost by multiple scores. Pretty much says it all, doesn't it? Rumor circulated ahead of Thursday Night Football that Adam Gase would be fired without a win over the Broncos, but the Jets remain committed to their coach, ... for now, anyway. There's also the not so inconsequential matter of New York's defense being a sloppy, undisciplined mess under Greg Williams, the presumed interim head coach, if Gase is let go. Williams leads a defense that has committed 6 personal fouls against Denver. You can understand why management is in no rush to turn over the keys. And that's gonna do it for this week's power rankings. Up to Rob in the booth for the analyzation of Dan Hanzus' analyzation.
He's right. But I will say, what was the last point that you made? Because I just lost what I was going to say. I forgot it.
It was there's also the not so inconsequential matter of New York's defense being a sloppy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The presumed interim head coach if Gase is let go.
There is the assumption that he would be the interim, but I really hope he's not, because, one, he's a shitty person, and 2, he sucks. Like the defense sucks. He hasn't done a good job at all. He shouldn't be the fucking interim. Get the fucking special teams coach or somebody. Like get the fucking wide receivers coach. Who cares?
Now, I don't know if you guys have talked about it, but would you entertain the thought of having one Mr. newly available Bill O'Brien?
No. But the Jets will. Yeah, the Jets will probably take
they'll
him.
probably do it.
Yeah. You would rather have Adam Gase over Bill O'Brien?
Oh, that's a hard question.
I'd rather have neither.
Yeah, I would rather have the anarchist team. Just have the Jets run the team themselves instead of Adam Gase or Bill O'Brien. But I don't know, between those two.
The Jets have draft picks.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I might go with Adam Gase, actually, because at least he'll tank effectively and not try to, run the whole fucking team like Bill O'Brien did and completely destroy the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam Gase is still doing that, but...
Sounds like you're not too eager to get rid of Gase. I'm just saying there's...
Oh, I'm eager to get rid of Gase, but I'm just certain that they're going to get a worse coach, because that's what happened with Todd Bowles to Adam Gase, right? So
yeah,
I'm sure that's coming.
Well,
can't wait for that.
Let's hop right back into the games now that we've done the power rankings. Power rankings. The Lamar Jacksons take down the Washington football team.
Mm-hmm.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah, but this game has a bit of a fucking storyline to it.
All right.
Well, because now, going into next week, Dwayne Haskins is no longer starting for the Washington football team.
which I'm sure that will fix all of their problems.
Yeah, because, if you looked at the Washington football team, you could easily tell Dwayne Haskins is the biggest problem that they have, right? Jesus Christ. It's
just let him play half the season at least.
Yeah, let the fucking kid play. You already thrust him out onto the field before you should have, because you wanted to fill seats. And now you're gonna fuck over his fucking career. Like he was a project QB. Like I said this. I think probably like lots of NFL analysts said this. He's a project QB. He should have sat a whole fucking year, but he didn't. They thrust him out onto the field, and they gave him no fucking help. And then now year 2, they're blaming the fucking their 1-3 record on Dwayne Haskins. Come on, give me a fucking break, football team.
Come on, football team.
Yeah.
Washington could move on from Dwayne Haskins if he continues to struggle, was the headline of the news.
Just ridiculous.
Well, good for them. Moving on. The Rams beat the Giants, which, again, not that surprising. However, there was a crazy brawl because Golden Tate and Jalen Ramsey fought. And apparently, there's like some crazy family thing where Golden Tate's sister was going to marry Jalen Ramsey and had 2 kids, and then he cheated on her with a stripper. And now he's with another woman, and so Golden Tate got hit by Ramsey, and then Golden Tate started fighting with Ramsey at the end of the game, and that's pretty much the highlight of the game.
Yeah. It seemed pretty boring.
Yeah. Hey, the top 2 defensive players on the Giants are Blake Martinez and Kyler Fackrell, former Packers. Nice. They're having fun.
The Giants look like garbage.
They do. And then the Rams, honestly, the Rams still like good, but it's the Rams. Every year I'm like, don't trust the Rams. They're going to mess it up somehow, and they do.
This seems like a good year for them, though.
I will say. I don't trust the Rams. I trust them to beat like bad teams, but I don't trust them to beat good teams. That's how I look at the Rams.
Yeah.
Bills beat the Raiders. Raiders. Josh Allen, 288 and 2 TDs as he continues his rampage over the league. Stephon Diggs, 115 yards. Singletary, 56 yards, touchdown rushing. Derek Carr, again, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, continuing to just do well. 32 of 44. Josh Jacobs, only 48 yards, kind of stuffed him on the ground. Bills defense. I mean, honestly, it was actually a pretty close game up until the Bills took the lead in the 4th. Like, halftime, it was 17-13, and then Bills pulled within 1, and then they only lost by 7. So I still think the Raiders are a solid team.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think even though they're 2-2, they're probably still going to have a pretty good record this year.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so too.
I was comfortable picking the Raiders over the Bills. I thought that they would have a pretty decent shot.
Yeah, I mean, it could have went both ways, honestly.
I think so too. Yeah. This is a tough game, and I should mention, by the way, I mean, Josh Allen obviously is doing incredibly well, but Derek Carr also, I mean, he's doing Derek Carr things still. Like, he's got 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns to 0 picks, and 73% completion percentage. So he's crazy accurate.
I've got to go, so have a great rest of the show.
Right.
I'll be back hopefully to give pick'ems, but if not, then I will submit them to Hippo Noor. Just ping me when you guys are about to do pick'ems.
All right.
Maybe I'll be able to call in or something.
All right.
Hell yeah. Good luck on the internet.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Woo. We had Colts Bears, and I got the honor of watching this one. And the Colts aren't even that good, I don't think. Like, their defense pretty solid, but they just beat the Bears. Like, Nick Foles couldn't really do anything. The only touchdown he had was in the 4th quarter in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
David Montgomery, 27 yards, 10 carries. They tried to run Cordero Patterson. I think they knew their offensive line was overmatched, and they just tried to get creative, and they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson, 101 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
There it is. The defense, I mean, Bears defense still pretty solid. Phillip Rivers is only 16 of 29, 190 and a touchdown, but that was good enough to get it done.
Yeah.
So
Phillip Rivers is not looking super hot this year, to be honest with you.
No, it definitely looks like the age is getting to him.
Yeah, I mean he's he's up. He's 38, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not looking so great.
Yeah.
900 yards, 4 touchdowns to 3 picks.
Yeah. No, but I mean the defense is still pretty solid. They got Darius Leonard. They got Xavier Rhodes, Justin Houston. They got Rockyason. They got God, who's the other one? They had DeForest Buckner. They got from the 49ers. So I mean, defense pretty solid. Like I feel like they're a team that can make a wild card spot, but I can't see them going very far.
Yeah, it seems like this is gonna be a bad thing for the Colts. I think because Phillip Rivers isn't the future, and they're gonna need to draft a QB, and they're gonna fuck themselves out of a good draft pick this year. When this is a pretty decent class for quarterbacks.
Yeah, it actually is.
So,
yeah. Then we had the battle of a century with the Eagles taking on the 49ers backups. Carson Wentz, 18 of 28, 193, a touchdown, a pick. Not great. The running game was mediocre. Travis Fulgham became the star. And good for him. He got like the game-winning touchdowns. I mean, that's pretty neat. And on the other side, Mullins, 200 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. And then C.J. Beathard, 138 yards. And Brandon Ayuk hurdled a man. Did you see it?
He hurdled a man. I did, yeah.
It was great. He hurdled a man. George Kittle came back and caught 183 yards for a touchdown. Not too bad.
Yeah, that's George Kittle for you.
Yep, George Kittle.
Definitely the best tight end in football right now.
Yeah. And the 49ers still just they're 2-2, but man, they are injured. And it's not looking good going forward, especially in the division they're in.
I wonder what they're gonna do about Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Because like he's been pretty consistently injured for them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're gonna want to like stick with that.
I don't know. That's actually a good question. We'll probably find out.
I mean, when he's on the field, like he does well for them for sure. But
yeah, he does get injured. I mean, even then, he's not like a superstar or anything. He's a solid quarterback that like gets the job done.
Mm-hmm. Like he's able to function in that system well. But he's not like he's no Aaron Rodgers or anything.
He has like Joe Flacco energy or something. Like he gets the job done. Sometimes he'll play pretty well, like better than average, but
yeah,
he's not the type of guy who like we got to pay this guy right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which is why I'm saying like they kind of got to make a decision on. I mean, although how long is he going to be out now? Out of curiosity, like is he coming back this year?
I think he will be back. Garoppolo, Drew Garoppolo.
Oh yeah, he
practiced.
He's practicing. So, yeah, he's practicing as of 2 hours ago. Yeah. So he should be. So that's good at least. But.
Yeah, I mean he did have 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, and 390 yards in the season. Like, he's doing all right.
Well, he's good. Like he's good. Like and like if he was on the field all the time, then they would. I would have no doubt that they should stick with him.
Yeah, but they probably would beat the Eagles.
Yeah, but it is a little bit of a concern how much he gets injured.
Yeah,
and he's signed for 2 more years.
Okay, so he will be playing with them then.
Yeah. I mean, would they have dead cap? Let's see. Per game run the dead money. Oh yeah, well. No, actually, they could cut bait on him next year and actually make $23 million in cap space. Yeah.
It probably depends on if they feel they can like win again next year, which they probably could. So I think they'd probably keep him.
They're still in the window. Like they've got all their best players playing right now. So I mean, who knows? It could be this year.
Yeah, they have so many injuries that I don't know. Like they got a lot of defensive injuries too, where that was like their strong point. Like Bosa's out the year.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Then we had Chiefs Patriots.
Yeah.
The Chiefs. It was actually a close game, believe it or not.
It was? Yeah.
Like the Patriots, like that just shows how good of a coach Bill Belichick is. Like they had a short week. They got off the plane the same day they played, and they went up against the Chiefs and they battled with them for literally like 3.5 quarters.
Yeah,
Like,
without Cam
insane.
Newton.
Yeah, without Cam Newton.
Yeah,
It's wow. I
yeah,
can't.
that's Bill Belichick for you.
Yep.
You know, he was the head coach of the Jets for a day.
Oh yeah,
That was fun.
that was fun. Probably the best coach they've had.
Yeah, best coach we've had.
So I mean, then they didn't have Cam Newton either. So that they actually probably could have maybe won the game if he was playing. Who knows?
I
But
think this would have been like close if Cam was playing, probably.
so
Because they had Hauer the Destroyer in and Jared Stidham, who both did pretty bad.
yeah. So I
So.
mean, the Patriots still a threat. Watch out. And then finally, my favorite game. The Packers beat the Atlanta Falcons, who didn't get to blow a lead because they never had one.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan. I feel bad for Matt Ryan. Like,
Yeah.
he's just trying.
Yeah.
He just can't get it. Todd Gurley looked okay. They had all their receivers back in the first half, and they still couldn't do it. Like their secondary is beat up. Like every starter in their secondary is beat up, and it started showing. Like we had the man Robert Tonyan, who he caught his first touchdown last year against Seattle, I believe, or Philadelphia, something maybe 2 years ago, and he was kind of just like the backup tight end on the bench. And now, since like there's no other tight ends, he got the start, like the number one starting job, and now he's looking like some George Kittle Jr. out there or something.
All right.
like-
The 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns. One of them, I don't know if you saw it, he like got tackled by the Falcon player. He literally committed pass interference intentionally, shoved him to the ground. He did a somersault and then was wide open in the end zone. And Aaron Rodgers like, oh, there he is. Just threw it to him for a touchdown.
I did not see that. That's great.
Yeah,
I
it
gotta
was.
find that.
Yeah, it should be. Let's see. I think it's on the NFL.
I'm watching the highlights. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always, whenever we do these go through the games, I just go through the games on the NFL.com.
Oh,
watch the
yeah.
highlights while
That's
we're
actually a good idea.
yeah.
Robert Tonyan this year has 13 catches, 173 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
That's
Like,
yeah.
He is easily becoming Aaron Rodgers' new favorite weapon to go to.
Mhm.
And it is fantastic. And he's one of those players, like, he's been with the team for a couple of years, so he knows the system. He's been with them, and now he's just getting his moment.
Yeah.
And Aaron Jones, honestly, a quiet day, 71 yards on 15 carries. Jamal Williams, 10 yards on 8 carries. So still more than Mike McCarthy would run overall, but it shows the ability of the offense. And I think Matt LaFleur's play calling, when he's able to scheme around Aaron Jones being the guy, and then Robert Tonyan, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Darius Shepard, and Malik Taylor. Like, we got those guys out there, and Aaron Rodgers still going 27 of 33, 327, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, they were going to play Devonte Adams, and then they were like, nah, don't risk it. They just didn't play him because they're like, we'll probably just win.
Yeah, I
And
mean, they
did.
were right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably why they went light on Aaron Jones, too.
Yeah, I think so. Because
Give him
they,
a bit of a day off.
yeah, I mean, might as well. And then on defense, Zadarius Smith had 3 sacks. Great day for him. Raven
goodness.
Green had a sack. Some undrafted linebacker named Chris Barnes has been playing like lights out at linebacker, which is phenomenal. I'm all for
That's
just
always
finding
good to
some,
see.
just some random dude playing his way up, and now he's like a starter. Like, awesome. I mean, overall, compared to last year when we'd win, I think you can go back and listen to it. I was like, we won, but it didn't feel great. You know, this year it feels like everybody's kind of bought into the system more. They have a year in the system, Rodgers especially, and it just, when we win, I'm like, that was a good win. Like, every win we've had has felt like a good win so far, and we're actually ranked. I think the Seahawks are like the number 1 offense, and we're number 2. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty fitting, honestly, considering.
yeah,
Like, Jesus Christ. Aaron Rodgers right now has a 70% completion percentage, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns to 0 picks.
yeah. Like, if
Yeah.
Russell Wilson wasn't playing, he'd probably be the front runner right now for
Yeah.
MVP. He's a man playing possessed. They were actually showing his like stats, and he hasn't played this well since I think 2014 was the last time he played this well. So everybody's thinking that they drafted Jordan Love just to like give him the old cow prod on the ass to like, get him going.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's the case, it worked.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know if you saw. Did you see Aaron Rodgers' interview on the Pat McAfee show?
I did see that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Where I actually has quotes up here. One was, "I sometimes laugh when people talk about down years for me, because a lot of down years for me are career years for most quarterbacks."
Yeah, and you know what? It's a flex that he can back up. Like that is true. Like legitimately.
Someone actually they were like showing his worst years. They said if we use passer rating as the barometer, his worst year was 2015, where he had a 61% completion percentage, 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 picks, and a 10-6 record. So
that's like the starting QB on probably 29 football teams in the NFL. Like,
no doubt.
And like a good starting QB in it. I think someone pointed out on that same NFL thread that it was Wentz who was. Did he get MVP? He got MVP, right?
I think he did.
Wentz? Yeah. Well, that year that he got MVP was virtually the same stats as Rodgers' worst year.
Yeah.
And then, granted, to Carson Wentz, he did it in 3 less games, but still, I mean, like Rodgers is right. That's the kind of smack talk that he can back up. His worst years are a lot of QB's best years.
I mean, he's gonna finish as like a top 10 quarterback like of all time. Like he's already on the record for it, which is still insane to go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and like I've loved it.
I mean, and considering how long players like QBs play these days, I mean, who knows? He could be playing for another 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah. Well, especially, that's the thing, is in this system, like the old McCarthy system, he's getting beat up, throwing a lot. Like in this system, there's so many things moving, like motions and running backs and everything, that like the tight ends are involved now. And it's more of a Tom Brady-esque, 49er-esque system where he doesn't have to be the guy saving them. He can just manage the game, which he's actually amazing at. Like he's a brilliant game manager. And so just with that alone, it's going to keep him going. Like prior to week 3, he hadn't even been hit. Like,
that's wild.
Like they were bringing it up that game. And then he got hit like right after they said that. But even last week, like he only got sacked and pressured, I think, like a couple times. Like it really wasn't that bad. And if you look at these stats, the Packers are number 1 in turnover ratio. I don't even think they've turned the ball over this year. And they are number 1 in time management. They've had the highest ball possession. So highest ball possession and no turnovers. And I think it's starting to show why we're 4-0 right now.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So, and we got a bye week, so Adams gets to rest up, and then we take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I am actually kind of excited for because I want to see that game. Rodgers versus Brady.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Mike Evans versus Devonte Adams.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
That'll be a fun game.
So let's get to the pick'ems.
Pick'em. Oh, we should.
Pick'em. Oh yeah, ping Sinvicta.
Yeah, I'll message him right now.
All right.
At Sinvicta, we're doing the pick'ems now.
Oh yeah, there's also the quote where Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show, "Is anybody surprised all the fucking media does is write stories to get clicks? I can give a long answer about something and they can take a blip of it and write a story about it that has nothing to do with what I was saying."
Yep. Yeah, like he was talking about in that interview about like how he doesn't give interviews because he just fucking hates how sports media works, which is fair. It sucks. It's fucking horrible. Like, sports media has been terrible for a long time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Especially bad for like the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah, the social media age.
Yeah, it's just been a fucking nightmare. Like, I used to watch Sports Center and shit.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it's fucking just the
it
whole
used to
thing.
just be like
garbage.
Sports, and that's all they do is show sports games and then have like the main dudes talk. And now it's become like opinion. It's all opinion shit now.
It's all like drama baiting and fucking like people just having just absurd hot takes for the sake of generating clicks.
Oh yeah,
Skip
Bayless, Colin Coward.
Oh, dude, yeah, fuck Skip Bayless, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, he had another moment like a week ago or two, and yeah, he could go fuck himself into the sun. But yeah, no, yeah, it's all that. It's all the Skip Bayless type of fucking content now, of just like the stupid hot takes that just suck, and then cause like players to just like get constantly harassed and attacked. Like,
oh yeah,
it just sucks.
Yeah, it's awful.
And also, I will say, by the way,
I
really like Aaron Rodgers, like on a personal level. Like, he seems like a really chill dude on many fronts.
Yeah,
including by the way, there's a good deal of rumor around Aaron Rodgers and enjoying the hallucinogen every now and again.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's probably true. He also he loves his scotch, so I know he drinks that. But it would not surprise me if he partook in some of the hallucinogens.
No, he seems like a fun dude. Seems like a good guy.
And he's on his revenge tour this year, so it's very fun. But we can do the pick'ems because Invicta, I don't think he's coming. So Bucks Bears, I'm taking Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks.
All right. Bills Titans is probably not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll take the Bills.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the Bills, but you know.
Yeah.
Jaguars Texans.
Jaguars.
I'm actually taking the Jags. You know what? I'm gonna take the Texans. I think they're gonna have a revenge game. Like they'll all be excited. Bill O'Brien's gone.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Bengals Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah.
Yep. Ravens.
Yeah. That's
Panthers Falcons.
Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going Panthers too. Raiders Chiefs.
Oh.
This is actually
this could be weird.
Division game too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Chiefs because that is the obvious answer.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. This could be tough.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go Raiders. Screw it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Cardinals Jets.
I'm gonna lock the Arizona Cardinals.
All right. I will pick the Cardinals as well. Eagles Steelers.
Steelers, yeah.
Yep, Steelers. Taking the Steelers.
No doubt. Yeah.
The Rams and the football team.
Yeah, easy Rams on that one.
Yep, I'll be taking Rams.
These have been pretty easy picks, which makes me worry that like this is gonna be the week where there's like 20 upsets.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Football team just like beats the shit out of the Rams.
Right, yeah.
49ers Dolphins.
Oh, that one is kind of
feels like a trap game.
Yeah, well,
I'm taking the Dolphins.
You know, I want to take the Dolphins if I know that like Tua's starting.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. I'll take the Dolphins.
All right. Giants Cowboys. Ooh. Honestly, I think the Cowboys can win this one.
I think so too.
So, yeah, I'll take Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys on this one too. The Giants seem like they're just a worse team than the Cowboys.
Broncos Patriots.
I'm
taking Patriots. I don't know, but I still take the Patriots.
I'm gonna look this up. Cam Newton. Bill Belichick's side says coached by Cam Newton, Stephon Gilmore dinner. Excuse me?
What?
There's some drama about Cam Newton having dinner with Stephon Gilmore or something?
I guess they both have COVID, so they're just like hanging out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so then, yeah. I think that I am going to take... Who are the Patriots playing against?
The Broncos.
Oh, the
Broncos. I trust the Patriots defense.
Yeah, I'll take that. You know, and it's a home game.
Yeah.
I'll go with Patriots, yeah.
Colts Browns.
Oh, Invictus back.
Oh,
Hello.
tell you
I
what.
gotta go.
Whoa.
Lightning.
What?
Hello.
Hello.
Very loud.
Very loud.
There you go. Now you're better.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I gotta go lightning fast. So give me the matchups, coach, because I don't have internet
All
right
right. Buccaneers, Bears,
Bucks.
Bills, Titans if it's played,
Bills.
Jaguars, Texans,
Gonna go with the Jags.
Bengals, Ravens,
Gonna play it safe and play the Ravens, coach.
all right, Panthers, Falcons,
I'm gonna pick the Bucks, coach.
that's not a Panther or a Falcon.
Gonna take the Panthers.
All right, Raiders, Chiefs,
Give me the Chiefs.
Cardinals, Jets.
Gonna take the Cardinals,
All
I
right.
think.
Yeah, I would hope so. Eagles, Steelers,
Yeah, give me the Steelers.
Rams, football team,
Gonna take the Rams, coach.
Dolphins, 49ers,
Yeah.
49ers.
Giants, Cowboys,
Cowboys, I guess.
Broncos, Patriots,
Patriots.
Colts,
I'll take
Browns.
the Patriots on that too. Or
All right.
did I? I already did.
You
that,
did
yeah.
already, Rob.
We were up to Colts Browns. Gotcha.
Yep. Colts,
Okay.
Browns.
Give me the Colts, coach.
All right. I'll be taking the Browns.
I will be taking the Browns as well.
Ooh, Vikings, Seahawks.
I'll be locking the Seahawks.
Woo.
Yeah, Seahawks.
I'm also taking the Seahawks. And Monday night, Chargers, Saints.
Saints.
I'll be locking the New Orleans Saints.
Oh.
Ho ho.
He left before he could give that to pick the Saints.
Yeah, he picked the Chargers. So yeah, it's this week in football, everybody.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Well,
Sounds
I'm gonna
like
tell you
maybe
right
the
now.
internet didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I think he's taking the Chargers.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, whatever you want, all down below, and
Come back next week.
come back
You
next
hear?
week. You hear? All right. Well, it's very
We need a
uneventful.
banjo outro.
Come back next week, y'all. All right. Yep, we're done. We're good.
Bye.
Bye.